So that's the way God made man to live, in a real community, not virtual. And so that's the way God made man to live, in a real community, not virtual. And the ideal community, like we said, is the local church. I wouldn't read unless you type something that tells me that I've offended you. I can't read that I've offended you when we are chatting on text messages. But if we are meeting one-on-one, I can, even when you don't say it, I can see it in your face that there is something wrong now. So what do? We must pray for the time we go back to what our fellowship should be like and take it to a higher level, to a more meaningful level, a more beneficial level. So what we are saying in effect is that a real community actually interacts. They interact, they meet, that's what we are saying. They socialize, they meet bodily, that's in person, in reality, not in virtual terms. They communicate, they interact. If we are chatting on WhatsApp, you can't see my facial expressions. But a lot of times, our communication goes far beyond what our words form. Body language, facial expressions, all those things communicate what is happening within us. Praise God. So that's the way God made man to live, in a real community, not virtual. And the ideal community, like we said, is the local church. We might have some challenges based on human nature, but the local church has no substitute to it still. No substitute to it. So let's talk about the benefits of our meeting together. The benefits of our meeting together. I deliver them as nuggets. A lot of things, like we read in Acts chapter 2, happen when we meet together as a church, when we are in fellowship as believers. Number one is knowledge. Number one thing we stand to gain is knowledge. It's not like I can't say that in the hierarchy of God that's number one. But the number one I want to mention now is knowledge. So you see that they continued in the apostles' doctrines. That's teaching. That's not. They were gaining knowledge. Now, our fellowship gives us an opportunity to learn from one another. It gives us an opportunity to find a mentor and learn from a mentor, somebody that has gone ahead of you in certain areas, and you can learn from that person, or somebody God has endowed in certain obvious areas that you can learn from. Find a mentor. You can find a mentor in the church. Spiritual mentor, even business mentors, and so on and so forth. Now, at the same time, we learn from the group as a whole. Because as we meet, even when you're not speaking and you're listening to others, even in group meetings and all these things, a lot of things are happening. A lot of information is going out. Even those that don't talk. I have a friend, sometimes about 4 or 5 of us go for prayer meetings. In all the exhortations we do, that friend will not contribute one exhortation. He will not exhort, but he will be busy taking notes. So when I told him that you are very selfish, I was just joking with him. But he will be taking notes. And then he will tell you when are we meeting. When he goes, he will tell you when are we meeting next. That he has implemented some of those things he took in notes. So you learn not only from the mentor, but you're learning from the group as a whole. Gaining from the wisdom of several people and helping each other along the way. You're gaining from the consciously or unconsciously. You find out after a meeting in the church, you're going home with something that will change something about you or an area of need. And then we are sharing information when we meet. Knowledge.